Hey guys, welcome to Zero Degree Coder. In this video, we are going to learn a complete JavaScript object in one video. So what is object? Object is usually a data structure similar to the dictionary in Python or a map in Java. So if you have already learned a map in Java or dictionary, so it's similar kind of that. So then the next question comes into mind, like what is the need of object? So suppose that we have a person. So suppose a person has a different property like name, age, address, and so on. Okay, so in the system, if you want to store on the computer, so how we are gonna store in the computer? So that's why object comes in the picture. So suppose that we have a person const person. So if there's a person has a property called name, so in the object there's a two field called key and a value. So key is a name property and the value is like Alishan and so on. And suppose that the next property is age. So what will the property of age? Suppose my age is 20 and a role. Role is also a property. So we add like this. Okay. So if I console the person, okay, if console.log person. This is how we make an object in JavaScript. If I console.log person, so what we're gonna see, see a total whole object. Okay. Now, if you want only the key, like we want all the key. Okay. So then how we go to we run a loop for let x in person. Okay. And if I console.log called a key and x. So what are you gonna to return me? It return me all the key, name, age, role. So you can see key is name, key is age, and key is role. Okay. The next thing is that if you want the value, okay. Suppose that we also want to value. Okay. Now before showing that, I can also show you something else. So if you want the if you want a value of name, so how we can go to do like in the normal person dot name, so it will return me a value. So you can see, so it will return me person dot name is a Alishan on the console. So you can see Alishan is a value. So to achieve like to get the values in object, what you have to do, we have to do object name dot key name. So in my time, like object name is person and the key name is name. It can also like key name can be age and role if you want to access the age, name, role, and that's further all. Okay, this is all. And suppose that if I log console.log, if there is a property called address, address just not exist on this object, and if I log, like, if I log console.log person dot, okay, if I log person dot age, then we are going to get uh, 20. So let's see, yeah, it's returning t. Suppose that there is a property called address does not exist on this object, then what we are going to get? Okay, does not exist. This property does not exist on the object. Then what do you think it return? So let's see what is going to return. So it is going to return as a undefined. Okay, so address is not defined on this object. Okay, undefined will return, and if if that property if that property is not defined on the object. Okay, sorry for the typo. Okay, now this is all about the a normal use case. So whenever the if we console a property that just exists on the object, it will return undefined. And to to track to get all the keys and value in an object, we have to iterate in loop using in loop. Okay, if you want to access the only key, so we use a x. Okay, and if you want to like just x means what, name, so it will return the key. If you want the value also, then we have to type like person dot name. So in my sense, person dot x. So it is also return the value. So let's see. Then you can see key is equal to name and name. Oh my bad. So we have to not use dot. We have to use this one operator, like brackets operator. So it will return the value. So you can see key name Alishan is 20 and roll so on. Now suppose that we have a problem, like let's see a one DSA problem to understand the object much more better. uh, a normal, like it will also ask in interview. So suppose that we have a string, okay, called double A double B double C and D. Okay, now my question is that the what we want find the occurrence of the character, find the occurrence of the every character. What do you mean by occurrence? Occurrence means like how many times the character comes. So in my scenario, so A comes twice, B comes twice, C comes twice, and D comes one time. So how do you gonna deal with this? Like how we can take this? Suppose that we have like I take the value, let string, okay, that str, okay. Now we want this output. So output, like what we are going to do. So if that property is same, so we just increment the count of that key. So suppose that we have a called let result is an empty object, okay, and we are iterating a loop on the string for let I is equal to 0, I is less than str dot length, and I plus plus, okay. Now if I console dot log str of I, then what are you going to return me? It will return me a b b b and so on. Now what are you going to do if result of string of I, okay, is not equal to undefined, if that is string is available, basically what I'm saying here, if in the object, if a is already exist, okay, then what you have to do, we have to just do result of a string of I plus 1 plus is equal to 1, else what I have to do, result of a string of I is equal to 1, okay. If that does not exist, if that is undefined, okay, if if suppose that there is a property and it's undefined, then what I have to do, I have to add the value called it is string, result of a string of I is equal to 1, okay. Now let's see if I console.log a result. So let's see summarize again. So what we're doing, we are iterating a loop on the string and we are checking that if result, okay, result means object, string of I is equal to a. So if a is not equal to undefined, then what we are doing in the object, we are doing plus 1, okay, else we are adding a 1. So let's see if I run this, then you can see A comes twice, B comes twice, C comes twice, and D comes once. So you can see a result. Okay. Now, if you want the value in another manner, so so we can also iterate on an object. So to iterate on an object, we have a function called for let x in result. Okay. And if you console dot log x comma result of x. Now let's see, it's coming a twice, b twice, c twice, and d once. So you can use further. So yeah, that's all about the JavaScript object in a one video. That's me if making sense. Thank you.